Hello there. I thought I'd share my experience waking up. Um, I was reflecting on I took a deep dive a long time ago. I was doing tons and tons and tons of research. Tons. My mind was on fire and I was researching, and then I started to follow rabbit holes and started to connect the dots, and things started to make sense. And it was sad, and it made me very angry. Like, things in my life started to, the reason things happened that I saw are to me, they become clear, and then the motivation for people and organizations and actions, they become clear, and like I snapped. I had this epiphany. I popped awake, and I was like, oh my God. I realized how bad things were and how organized evil was, and how blind and asleep we were, and boy, it was like a bucket of ice water. And that really bummed me out. I was crying. Then I went out into my backyard and I sat underneath the oldest tree in it, big shade, big shady tree. And I sat and I was so sad. And I did like I used to pray and meditate before. And because I couldn't shake this depression, this I would come to the realization of how bad things were and how complicit that I was, and what the future held and what the next steps were. Oh man, it was overwhelming. And when I sat and meditated in the shade there, the crying left, and I thought, if evil is this organized, if evil is this permissive, and it's so corrupting, and it's everywhere, man. If evil starts at the top down and it has a plan and it is running the show and it is cracking the whip, then evil is absolutely real. By anyone's definition, I want to challenge and say that evil is a real it's not a concept. No, evil is real. And so then that made it really easy for me to go, well, if evil's a real thing, then good must be a real thing too. Well, what is good? And for me, it took some work and some praying, some meditating, but I come to the realization that what's good is God. It's the best possible outcome. It's mercy, it's pure imagination, it's love, it's forgiveness, it's divine teachings of humility and gratitude. Like, I'm not trying to be too religious here. Okay, so now I had a foundation. I was swept up in this world that wanted me off balance. And it got its way. I was not paying attention. I was in the wrong place at the wrong time. I was always deficient. Didn't have enough money. Didn't have enough power. Didn't have enough social presence, whatever. And then I go, wait a minute. If that evil's real and it's organized and it's working against good, then what is good? How do I join that team and plug into that? And just being aware of God gave me my foundation, that the God of love and mercy that protects the little babies and the little children and all of that. Well, once I had that piece right in there, then it was like, oh, well, now I know how to act. It aligned my moral compass. Now I've done the dive. I'm aware of what's going on. And now I have some kind of working foundation, a moral infrastructure. I have a grounding for all of my decisions and actions. The place to start from. If there's any dilemma, any controversy that I run into, then I'm not just reacting. I'm responding out of a place that's grounded and founded out of my belief system. I'm getting my answers and my power from God. Do you get it? Okay. So I still struggled with that for a long time. And then I come to well, I need to do something. I can't sit on my ass. I sat on my ass my whole life. I'm not helping the children. How do I help the children? And so I drove cross country and I chased people down and I did all this crazy stuff. And I went to the county courthouse and I screamed at my supervisors, and I called up the FBI and told them I want to work in the office. It's getting the kids out of the dumbs, and I all this other ridiculous rhetoric. Saw my old special forces buddies, talked with militias, done all this crazy stuff, right? And senators, representatives, city council members, mayors, whatever. Nothing. It was all crap. Because I was expecting the solution to come externally. The solution needed to come obviously from me, and more importantly, the goodness and God inside me. And so it wasn't, I was so frustrated that people weren't just snapping in step with me. So I had to just keep doing what I was doing, regardless of what anybody thought or said. Okay, that's starting to sound biblical again, isn't it? Well, I couldn't sleep. I still don't sleep very well, and all of my habits have changed. You know, where I eat, who I talk to, what I do, what I talk about. You know, everything's changed because I can't take part in this evil, corrupt, nasty child blood system. I know too much now, and I'm a wreck. I'm all upside down. I'm not used to doing things this way. I'm used to doing things that way, and I'm giving up all these old ways. And I feel still somehow more empowered than I ever have before because I now have that grounding, that foundation that I didn't have before. No matter how strong I got, I still didn't have anything to tether myself to or to prop myself up on. And as long as I, to me, worship God by seeking out good and trying to do the best that I can and keeping the children in mind and their protection and their sanctity, then I'm worshiping God and I'm performing my mission. So if I'm going to finish, I'm sorry this video was so long, but if I'm going to finish with anything, I would say to anybody that's in the process, you know, that's going through any part of this, to know that the relief does come through exercising your beliefs. That yes, there's evil in the world. Yes, it's ugly. Yes, you've made your mistakes. Yes, we all need to be accountable. But it's not over until it's over. And right now, it's what direction are you moving in? Are you moving into the direction of love, mercy? Are you working towards every day, just a little bit towards rescuing children and making the world a better place and being a better family member and a better neighbor? Or not? That's it. God bless you all. Good luck.